Welcome back to our coding part of the fitness form that we did last time in the last lecture. Once again, we're starting with the option strict on, which we've gone over in detail. The next part are the variables, which we'll come to as we need them. And if you take a look at this, it says string weight loss equals input box, string input message. String input message is enter the weight loss for team member number and entry numbers. If you take a look, entry number, int number of entries, int number of entries starts at 1. So it will start off, once again, this variable is enter the weight loss for team number. We'll have the team number over here. Team number 1, that's the int number of entries. And then string input heading is weight loss. So when we run this program and we click on enter weight, this looks similar to the message box that we had before when there were errors. This is called an input box. The reason it is called an input box because you can add data to this box. So if you take a look where it says string input message, let's enter the weight loss for team number, and then it concatenates and int number of entries, and int number of entries once again is 1. So it's saying enter the weight loss for team member number 1. And as we're concatenating, we're adding these two messages. And then if you put in a number such as 12 pounds, it clicks OK, and 12 goes here, and then it loops around, which I will show you now, the looping. If you take a look, it's a do until statement, and the do until is in the loop. So until any of these conditions has to be met. So we keep looping until these conditions are met. Once a condition is met, then it will jump out of the loop and come down here. Now please read in your textbook, it has do until loops, do while loops. It also has for next loops, and it goes into detail about how to use them. And once again, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email, call, or stop by my office. So when you're looking at this do loop, it says do until int number of entries. Int number of entries is 1. It's an integer. It's greater than the number 8, or string weight loss is equal to string canceled click. String canceled click is equal to a string. It's an empty space. So that's why when you're running this program, if you enter the next weight, as I did before, oh, okay, so we'll try this again. File, clear. So instead of doing the loop until it's greater than 8, you can just cancel this cancel button, and it will give you the average, and that's when the cancel condition has been met. So the number has to be greater than int number of entries, which would be 8, or string weight loss is equal to string cancel click, which is the double quotes, which will cancel it too. Once you're in this do loop, which you'll be going around potentially over 8 times or less, it says if is numeric string weight loss. So in this form, when you when you click on this, if you put a letter, it would say error, enter the number of the weight loss of the team member. So it will, that's why it's asking if it is numeric. We'll cancel this. And then we'll look back at the coding. So first we want to know if it is numeric. Then deck weight loss convert to decimal. We've gone through the conversion and how this works. So the string weight loss will then be, we'll enter that again. Okay. So the 11, we're looking at it. If it is numeric, that is numeric. Then deck weight loss convert to decimal string weight loss. So string weight loss goes to decimal, it's converted, and is stored in a decimal variable called deck weight loss. Then the next line down is if deck weight loss is greater than 0. This is very similar to the last program that we did, and it asks the two same things, if it is numeric and if it is greater than 0. So say both conditions are met. The list box weight loss dot items dot add decimal weight loss. What that is this 11, which is now stored in decimal weight loss, we stored it up here, is now added to the list weight loss box. This is the list weight loss box. The list box, when you want to put items in it from coding, you always have the name of the list box dot items dot add, and that will add the items. Another way you can do this is to put them in items in advance through the properties box. That would be if you, for instance, if you wanted to have a list box with movies, a drop-down list box. You could list all the movies ahead of time and have someone click on which movie they would like to see. But in this case, we're entering each list item as we go along. Once again, to add items, list weight loss dot item dot add, and then thing that we've been adding. Then the next line is deck total weight loss equals deck weight loss. So what this does is deck weight loss is added to the total. It would be the same thing as writing deck total weight loss equals deck weight loss plus deck total weight loss. So this time we would put an 11 in here. And then each time you go around, so say the first time, once again, the weight loss is 11. The second time, what if we put 12, then that one line of coding that you saw before would add 11 plus 12 to give you a total of 23. So each time this adds it adds the new weight loss to the deck total weight loss. The next line, int number of entries equals plus 1. If you remember, we did int number of entries is 1, so we said do until int number of entries is greater than int max of entries, which is 8. So the very first time, int number of entries is 1. Now when we hit this, int number of entries plus equals 1, that means int number of entries will add one number to it. So each time it will add another number. So this is called, now int number of entries will have the number 2 in it. This is how it increases each time until we meet the condition. And this is called a counter when you're adding 1 to it each time. In this case, it's called an accumulator because you're accumulating a total. And then the last message says string input message equals string normal message. String normal message was enter the weight for team member number. So what it's doing, it's entering the weight for the next team member. And we have to put it inside the loop. If you take a look up here, the first time we did the input box, it was not in the loop. It was before the loop started, so we need one in the loop each time. Okay, so now the second time around it will be 2. Third time around, due to this one statement here, the counter, the int number will be 3, then 4, then 5, etc. Then when we're rounding it and it becomes 8, it says if int number of entries is greater than maximum number, it isn't, because 8 is not greater than 8. It goes around one more time. Then on the last time it says if int number of entries, it says equal to, or int number of entries is greater than or equal to. So when it hit 8, it jumps out of the loop, and that's the end of the loop. So it does go around 8 times, and then having the equal sign there allows it to get out when it's equal to 8. If you just had the greater than sign over here without the equal sign, then it would have gone around for a 9th time. Then it calculates. If int number of entries is greater than 1, remember when we ran the program, you could cancel it and get out after the first entry, and there would be nothing to average. But since we've gone for the first entry, then we've gone through multiple entries, that would be true. Then we'd go through these lines of coding, we'd end if, we'd disable the button weight loss equals false, which is this, and we would do the average. Okay, and if you take a look at dec average loss equals dec total weight loss divided by int number of entries minus 1, the reason it has the 1 in it is because you're doing this until the int number of entries is greater than the maximum number of entries. The int maximum number of entries, if this is equal to 8, over here, when we're counting it, the last time around, it's still not greater than max num. So when it's equal to 9, then it's greater than the maximum number. So we've only gone through the loop though 8 times, because then it will get out of the loop, so you have to subtract 1 from this area here. And once again, call me if you need more detail about this, or email me. Okay, one other quick thing is the sub-menu clear. We have a menu here, and if you take a look at sub-menu clear, that would be this routine. It says we're list weight loss dot items, that's our list box, dot clear. So in order to put items in, you add dot items. When you want to clear it, you just do dot items dot clear instead of dot items dot add. We're doing the average loss dot visible is false. The button weight loss is enabled as true. If you do menu exit, it will just close the program. Alright, I hope this helps a little bit. It's just a very brief explanation of a long and new program for you. Please let me know if you need any other help. Okay, have a good day. Goodbye.